Hello guys, how are you all? Welcome to my channel. So, today we are gonna see, what if Sakura chose Naruto instead of Sasuke? Part 2, subscribe if you enjoy the video, let's start the story. The black-haired man looked down on his victims. It's Momochi, Zabuza the demon of the mist. I'm honored to be known by Hada Kakashi. Sasuke stayed out of this fight, you two Sakura. Protect Azuna at all costs. Asu. A few minutes later. Kakashi. Sakura yelled. Run. Take Tazuna with you and get him home. He yelled from his position in the prison. I know we are supposed to protect you, but I must save my sensei. Go ahead Sasuke. The Uchiha prodigy stepped forward to oppose the mist ninja that held their sensei in a water prison. Izubunshin no jutsu. The man said from his position over the lake. A duplicate of Zabuza formed from its depths. The boy prepared for an attack. The clone ran towards him and slashed downwards with his weapon. Luckily Sasuke somersaulted backwards. Soon after gaining his footing he pulled out a windmill shuriken. You will die here, he whispered under his breath. Spinning, the large shuriken headed towards the water clone. It flew past with such speed it almost ripped apart the clone. I see aiming for the real body. No shuriken will ever touch me. The object missed his head by an inch due to the fact that Zabuza sidestepped with his left foot. Team 7 looked amazed as the windmill weapon missed its intended target. What's wrong with them? It's like they've seen a ghost. All I did was dodge his attack. The demon of the mist thought to himself. Momochi, Zabuza, your life ends here. A mysterious voice said as the man felt a hand encase his chin. With a simple whip of his hand the stranger snapped the ninja's neck. The enemies soon ended after his death. The blonde helped Kakashi up as the bubble made him lose balance. No, it can't be Naruto, how did you escape? They simply asked dumbfounded. The substitution takes 5 seconds after completion to reuse, right? Well, I barely made it out. The genin removed his father's coat and there in plain sight were poorly bandaged bloody arms. Sasuke lowered his head so his bangs covered his eyes. Naruto, you idiot. Why did you do that to us? Naruto's rival demanded. I know that I should have revealed myself earlier, but my chance of saving you guys from Zabuza would be about 30%. A percentage I'm not comfortable with. But still, why did you have to let us think you were dead? Sakura questioned him. It was for my own purpose. I hope you understand. The blonde answered. Naruto, when we get to Wave can I talk to you alone? Kakashi asked. Sure. Now can we get to where we are supposed to be? Yes. They answered. Sakura was extremely silent throughout the entire rest of the trip. Naruto noticed this and walked slower so everyone passed him. The blue orb scanned her downcast face. It held no emotion, not even a single trace of external awareness. He could tell his actions had had a great effect on her. Naruto decided not to disturb Sakura. 30 minutes were gone as they entered the boat that would take them to their destination. Soon after arriving at Tazuna's house, they settled down. The blonde boy went to his room. The only thing that separated Sakura's room and the boys was a 1/2 inch thick piece of wood. She heard his small whimpers of pain and he removed the bloody tissues. Slowly she tapped on the door. Who is it? Came her teammate's voice called to her. It's Sakura. Are you sure you want to come in? I'm quite bloody. I don't mind. Fine. You can come in. What she saw scared her. The blood still oozed from his arm wounds, plus he had a large scratch going across his torso. He sat there in the middle of it all pulling out new bandages. Here, let me help. Are you sure? You've never been good with bloody situations. Just shut up and let me work. Naruto was silent the whole time. He knew not to bother her. Her soft hands moved slowly, not causing him any pain whenever she touched an open cut. She worked until no part of his arm's flesh was showing. Her hands lightly traced the bandages. It sent small shivers throughout his body. Naruto. Yes. Thank you for everything. It was nothing. You're wrong. It may mean nothing to you, but it means a lot to me. Her voice was in a whisper. I know it was wrong of me to not tell you I wasn't dead, but I can't really explain why I did it. I'm sorry. He said as he placed his clothes on. He was going to hug her and comfort her, but Sakura beat him to it. This sudden action caused him to fall backwards and land on his bed. Naruto's bed is on the floor. She cried until nothing else would come. Naruto held her until she fell asleep. Her head rested on his shoulder and her hands surrounded his waist. The boy stood up when all of a sudden Kakashi walked in. Don't get any wrong ideas, Kakashi. After looking at the girl and seeing nothing appeared abnormal, he let Naruto pass. She stirred as he placed her on her bed. Moving with the stealth of an Anbu, he sneaked out of the room. They soon motioned for him to meet him outside. What do you want, Kakashi? Naruto, I know that you're an Anbu. What? Quite. Why do you think that? I saw the tattoo on your left shoulder. The boy pulled his shirt down so his left shoulder was visible in the moonlight. Now Fox. Roger. Really I can't see it. But I saw it this morning. The man's Sharingan tried to detect or something that would hide it but it couldn't detect anything at all. How can this be? I looked up an unknown Anbu file and you fit the description perfectly. How can this be? I don't know how, but I believe your assumptions are wrong sensei. So are we done here? Yes, go ahead Naruto. How could I be wrong? I know I've only known him for a couple days, but how could he not be the Anbu known as Fox? His height is correct, they don't know his eye color, his hair color is correct, but his fighting style is completely different in many ways. Fox knows swordsmanship of the highest level, amazing taijutsu, and in one of the reports he appeared to be able to use the gentle fist of the Hyuga clan. Plus he acts completely different from the Naruto that I know. There are so many things they have in common, but yet so many things that are the complete opposite. I guess that I will have to research this more, but I will keep an eye on him. Wait. How could he have snapped Zabuza's neck in less than a few seconds? He was extremely surprised, and he might not have been able to put chakra into his neck to strengthen it, but still a 12-year-old able to kill a full-grown man in that time takes good chakra control. I will see how good his chakra control is tomorrow. The gray-haired man looked up at the sky before turning in for the night. I wish you were here. You would enjoy this. Morning came faster than expected. Kakashi ordered his team to follow him into the forest. He showed them the tree climbing exercise, and they began. Of course Sakura got it on the first try, and Sasuke and Naruto had a little trouble at first. When Team 7 began to leave, Naruto stayed there and trained some more. Unknowing to them he pulled out the scrolls he had in his cloak pockets. He began to study his other abilities. By the time he wore himself to near dead exhaustion he had learned 3 new. Naruto had been working on one of them from the beginning of his Anbu career and he had nearly learnt it. By tomorrow I should have my father's down. You have come a long way. You already know all of your moms and 90% of your fathers. You still need to work on 50 more jutsus of mine. Just don't overwork me. I know it. Get some sleep. Okay. An hour or so after Naruto had a talk with a girl. Why do you bother to try so hard? No matter how hard you train you're still no match for Gatu's men. No matter what glorious claims you make or how hard you work when facing the strong, the weak always end up getting killed. Inari screamed angrily. Whatever kid. I'd hate to be like you. You don't know anything about this country. Why are you being so nosy? What the hell do you know about us? You don't know what it means to suffer. You don't know how hard life is for us. Oh no, he hit the mark there. The thought to himself. So it's okay for you to cry all you want because of that. Just keep crying you brat. Life isn't all what it appears to be. My life was a living hell. The fierceness in Naruto's eyes and voice scared the boy even more. Naruto please, that's enough. Sakura pleaded in a low voice. No Sakura it wasn't, he returned with a tiny hint of anger. He strode into the night. Inari began to cry even harder and ran out the opposite side of the house. Kakashi sighed and joined the small boy. Sasuke just sat there with Tazuna and Tsunami. Sakura went outside to find her teammate. Sakura gently looked from side to side, her eyes searching every square inch of her surroundings. Luckily the girl caught a glimpse of the boy's white bottom of his coat. Quickly she ran towards that direction. The forest stood before her. The moon didn't help hide the scary look very well. Still she ventured forward. It took her a while to even get anywhere near where she thought he would be. Once she found a clearing the girl stopped. Naruto, where could you be? The noise came from the right of her, then from the left of her, then behind her. Whatever it was, or they appeared to be all around her. Naruto? There was no answer. Suddenly 4 animals jumped out. Due to the darkness she couldn't quite tell what they were. They appeared interested in her. Sakura could see their hungry eyes staring at her. She was scared, lonely, and was about to be eaten by whatever these things were. The 4 animals leaped forward towards their prey. She closed her eyes. The girl heard the sickening sound of flesh being sliced through, but she felt no pain at all. Slowly she looked up to see a rather familiar boy sheathing a familiar-looking blade. He turned. Why are you out here? He said in a demanding tone. I wanted to see if you were all right. She replied. Don't worry, I'm fine. Are you sure? You seemed as though you would have killed Inari. I said don't worry. I'm fine, okay? I should be asking if you're okay. I am thankful to you. He smiled when she answered him. Silence enveloped both of them. Sakura spoke up. Naruto, thanks for everything. What do you mean? When we were younger you stood up for me, when we were in the academy you still stood up for me, you even saved me from some genin, and that time a few days ago you saved me from those 2 ninjas, and then the same day. Was her response as she hugged him. Well, you're welcome, Saku. The boy wasn't able to finish. Sakura had pressed against him and started to kiss him. His reaction didn't surprise her. Soon his brain caught up with him. He pressed back at her. He felt the smooth feel of her lips on the soft skin on her arms when they wrapped themselves around his muscular neck and the love her actions gave off. He swore he was in heaven. In Sakura's point of view, she thought she had jumped the gun, but once she felt Naruto apply pressure back on her, she thought otherwise. The feel of his somewhat calloused hands touching her waist made her melt into his embrace and kiss. Their bodies' temp spiked as they went deeper and deeper into their kiss. She felt a warm sensation enter her mouth and go down into her chest. Then the sensation seemed to spread throughout her. The girl ignored it and continued with her activity. Finally, after 7 minutes, they parted. Wow was the only thing either of them could muster. They were still in each other's arms. Hey kid. Nice going. Quiet fox, you're going to ruin the moment for me. Hahaha, sorry. So Naruto, I guess you know that. You love me? Yes, I guess that is true now that I think about it. Well, to tell you the truth, I love you too. She gave him a devilish gaze. Want to go for a second round? It's rude to ask for another kiss, but I don't mind. He replied with the same mischievous glint in his eye. They went for another 7 minutes. Man, they got lung power. Reluctantly, the ninjas released each other and stepped back. Shall we get back? He suggested. Yes. Both happy, they walked back to the house. Tazuna was still up when they entered. Kakashi and Sasuke are already asleep. You two should go to sleep. I want to alert bodyguards if I want to finish the bridge. No problem, Tazuna. The boy answered. The morning came, as expected. Naruto, being lazy, slept in. Kakashi said to leave him, so the four traveled to the bridge to continue the work. When they arrived to find the builder's co-workers scattered all over the junction. The bridge builder ran to one of his workers. What happened? It happened so fast we don't know. Great. The thick mist began to engulf the four, excluding the workers. So I guess you aren't dead, Zabuza. The Sharingan visible in Kakashi's eye. What about Kakashi? But Naruto snapped his neck. I heard it crack from where I stood. The Kunoichi stated. I know Sakura, but I don't know how he survived. Because of me, a semi-tall ninja stepped out of the mist. My name is Haku. He used his excellent skills to replace me with a fake me. Zabuza informed me. The clone Kakashi asked. Something like that. Why didn't you attack when you could have surprised us? Sasuke ordered. Because that boy could have killed me. Everyone looked surprised by the missing nin's comment. But enough of that, let's go, Haku. Mizu Bunshin no Jutsu. Then Zabuza clones appeared around the four people. One of the clones noticed Sasuke shaking slightly. I see this one is still a bit scary for me. Wrong, I'm actually excited to fight you. Before either of the opponents knew it, all the clones were disposed of. I see you have a rival in speed, Haku. So it seems, Zabuza. Naruto had just woken up. He headed downstairs to find Inari and Tsunami eating breakfast. Hey, where's everyone? They're at the bridge. Kakashi told me to let you sleep. Tsunami answered. What? I gotta go. Bye. The yellow blur shot out the door. Fox, can you sense that? Yes, it's a Kekkei Genkai. Which one? I know the Sharingan, the Byakugan and some others, but this one is new. I don't know about it. Well, if I don't know the Kekkei Genkai, then I won't be able to find out how to counter it. We already know how to counter the Sharingan. True, which by the way is a nice technique when Kakashi tried to see my tattoo. Well, the Kitsune Deception Jutsu works great. What exactly do you do anyway? It's much like the Meijin. Kokoni Arazu no Jutsu, except only someone with your blood can't see through it. If you learn from me, only your children will be able to perform and detect. Fox, you smell that? Yeah, it's animal blood. The ninja looked to the side where he saw a boar cut up and some trees along with it. Those are heading back towards the house. I better hurry before anything happens. Back at the bridge. Sasuke was standing in the middle of the Makuhai Asho Jutsu that Haku had just used. What is this? The Uchiha demanded. This is your demise. The nin answered as he entered one of the mirrors. Needles began to fly and Sasuke tried to dodge. It all proved fruitless. Back at the house. Naruto appeared right as the two ninjas charged at Inari. He quickly replaced the boy and his mother with a log. Way to go, Inari. You gave me just enough time to save you and your mother. Naruto, the boy, began to tear up. Hey, don't worry, it's okay to cry when you're happy. The two men looked intrigued by the blonde. Can I cut him up? Yes, you can. All three charged at each other. Naruto versus Gate's bodyguards. The boy threw two shuriken at the men and they parried. Suddenly the shurikens turned into two Naruto copies. They jumped from behind and kicked the back of the men's heads. This knocked them out cold. I have to go, so be careful, Inari. Yes. Azuna, I have to leave your side for a second. I must help Sasuke. Go ahead. The girl leaped into the air. She aimed it at one of the ice mirrors. Haku appeared in an instant to catch the projectile. That instant a blur came and knocked the boy out of his ice mirror. Sakura watched as the blur turned into her teammate Naruto. "Naruto, it's about time," Sakura stated. "Sasuke, you okay?" the blonde asked. "Yeah, you dope," said his scratched up rival. Haku got up and looked at the boy. That is the same boy in the forest. At the last second, the ice bloodline ninja noticed a second blonde blur going towards the trapped raven-haired boy. Instantly he threw needles towards the legs. They hit near the kneecap and stopped the real Naruto in his steps. Sasuke was flung to the other side of the ice prison. "Nice try, Naruto, but you will know you will both die." Sakura gets back to Tazuna. "Yes, Naruto." She ran off. Haku went back into his ice mirror. "He's still in one mirror," Sasuke whispered. "Wrong." Both boys were taken back as they looked drastically around. Simultaneously 20 Haku reflections could be seen. The two genin braced themselves for the oncoming attack. Thousands of needles began to fly around their bodies. It scratched and punctured their skin. "What do we do, Sasuke?" Naruto asked, trying to get up. "You know your Kage Bunshin no jutsu, right?" "Yeah, can you please try to simultaneously attack all the mirrors? I am almost able to read his movements." "No problem. Kage Bunshin no jutsu." Sasuke focused his eyes and caught slight glimpses of the moving body. When he saw where his enemy was going, he used his signature fire technique. They continued this attack for 3 more times before Sasuke almost got a direct hit. "Naruto, can you do that technique one last time?" "Yeah, I think so. Kage Bunshin no jutsu." This time Haku quickly ignored most of the copies and went for the real Naruto. Needles filled the boy's body and he fell down motionless on the ground. This angered Sasuke. His eyes began to flicker in between red and black but finally turned into his family's bloodline, the Sharingan. The difference was that he had 2 combo-looking marks in each eye. "No way, I thought the Uchihas were all dead." "Well, you were wrong, Haku, and you just ticked one of them off." Haku used Naruto to keep Sasuke at bay until he couldn't move anymore. This is the time Naruto woke up. He looked wearily at the blood-covered, needle-punctured boy and asked him. "Why?" he asked his rival with sadness in his voice. "My body moved on its own, dope," Sasuke answered. "You still insult me." "Naruto, I couldn't kill him." "You, Haku?" "No, my brother killed my clan. I grew up lonely because of him. Now I won't be able to accomplish my dream." Don't say that the Uchiha's life seemed to fade from his half-opened eyes. "He was a worthy opponent. He deserves the respect of the powerful ninja," was what Haku informed. "Fox. I know it killed him." The fox told him to toss some chakra over to him. The heat of the air increased dramatically. The pressure of the atmosphere was amplified as well. Naruto's eyes closed and his incisors and birthmarks increased in size too. A large swirl of red chakra erupted from the boy's body. The needles ejected and his wounds healed up. He opened his eyes to reveal the red and black slit pupils. "Kill you?" A blood-curdling roar shot through the still air. It was so fearsome that everyone in a 2-mile radius had to cover their ears. "No, Kyuubi has been released. No, wait, it seems to be under control, at least for now," Kakashi argued in his mind. "What is this chakra? It feels more potent than that of mine," Zabuza thought. By now Naruto had completely shattered 5 of the ice mirrors. There were only 15 more to go. He created 20 clones just for that purpose. They all succeeded. Haku was pinned on the ground by the real Naruto. "Go ahead, Naruto, kill me." This stopped the enraged genin. "I am no longer useful if my master kills me now. Why would I do that? Like I said before, I am no longer useful to my master." "It seems Haku has been defeated," Zabuza said. "And you're about to join him. Now it's time for you to see one of my personnel." "No." About 20 different dogs jumped out of the ground around Zabuza. They bit all over his body and kept him still. The Kirigakure no Jutsu began to disappear at his point in the fight. Kakashi began to go through a few seals and yelled. "Todori." He charged towards his target. Suddenly Haku appeared in front of the. Blood poured off the boy's figure. He was dead in a second. "It seems you failed, Kakashi." The demon of the mist attempted to cleave through both of them after the 9 dogs dispersed. The leaf jumped backwards with Haku still on his arm. With a little difficulty he pulled his hand out of the corpse. Respectively he closed the dead boy's eyes. Naruto stumbled over to see Zabuza standing there with one arm that he could use. Sakura saw him and ran over to him. "Naruto, are you alright?" "Yes, I'm fine." "What about Sasuke?" She ran past him, but Tazuna stayed by the blonde. The boy's ears heard the small whimpers of the girl behind him. The pain in his eyes would have made even the strongest man pity him. The two fought for a minute or so before the leaf ninja disabled the last arm of the mist ninja. Tap 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 was heard by everyone. Batu, what are you doing here? Zabuza demanded. The short man stood there tapping his cane on the ground. There were about 150 ninjas standing behind them. Plans have changed. Well, that's not true. I had planned to kill you anyway. You were going to cost me too much money, so I had no other choice but to kill you. Kakashi, our fight is over. I understand, Zabuza. Batu then walked up to Haku. You brat, you broke my arm. He kicked him. Serves you right, the short man stated. You jerk, you'll pay for that. Naruto yelled. Stop, Naruto, you'll be killed. Kakashi instructed. Zabuza. Say something, weren't you two friends? Shut up, brat. Haku is dead. How could you not feel anything at all? You two have been together forever. Just as Gatu used me, I used Haku. Shinobi are mere tools in this world. All I wanted him for was for his bloodline. You can't mean that. The gray-haired man tried to speak but was cut off by his student. Just shut up, Kakashi, he's still my enemy. That corpse over there loved you. How can you possibly feel nothing? His life revolved around you and you said he doesn't matter to you. If I became as strong as you, would I really become like you? He threw away his dreams just so he could fulfill yours. You don't need to say any more. It pained him to have to fight you. He didn't fight for me, he also fought for you. He was too kind. A little silence came and then he continued. You may be right, shinobi are still human. Let me borrow your kunai, kid. Sure. Naruto tossed his last kunai towards the man. I will repay my debt to both you, Haku, and your kid. He ran off towards the number of the ninja and Gatu. A silver chakra erupted from his body as he charged. The ninjas who saw this couldn't move and that cost them their lives. Zabuza fought through the mass and stuck the kunai into Gatu's stomach. A few men jammed their weapons into the mist nin. You aren't going to go to the same place as Haku. The short person yelled. Wrong you and I am going to hell. He whipped his body around and decapitated the businessman. The injured male tried desperately to get to Haku's side but fell 1/4 of the way. Who's going to pay us now? Let's go to that village and see what they have. One of the hired guys said. Hey, is that Haruno back there? One whispered to the leader of the pack. Pink hair, yeah, that's definitely one. I heard that she had a bounty for her capture and we all could become rich from it. Let's get her. Yeah. They all agreed. Kakashi didn't hear the conversation, but Naruto did. He looked at Kakashi and activated the Kitsune deception to make his sensei fall asleep. At this time Sasuke had woken up from his part-time death. He saw Sakura crying on him. I thought I already lost Naruto, you can't be dead. Well, you're right, I'm not dead. This surprised her and she hugged him. Sakura, that hurts. How's Naruto? He's fine, you stay still, I'll try and get these needles out. He sat up just as the ninjas began to charge towards the group. You will not touch her. Naruto yelled. His voice was in a blood-curdling growl. He picked up Zabuza's sword and charged at the now frightened ninjas. He disappeared in front of them and then reappeared on the other side. Naruto turned around and ran at them again and did the same thing he did before. He slammed the sword into the ground to support himself. The two genin and bridge builders watched in amazement as all of the men began to fall into many pieces. None of them screamed. They were already dead before they could think. What in the world, how? The blonde walked over to Zabuza and looked down at him. Wow, kid, I never knew you had that much power. Could you do me one last favor? Name it. I want to see him one last time. No problem. The genin began to pull the weapons out of their victim. Due to his fatigue, he slowly raised the older man and dragged him over to Haku's body. Thanks. Hey, what are friends for? Friends, that's a funny kid. Okay, I accept that we are friends. I just wish I could have become friends with you earlier in my life. Thanks again. No prob. Naruto left Zabuza and walked towards Kakashi and picked him up but fell back down. His exhaustion kicked in and he was out. It began to snow lightly. Pretty much what happened next is that the villagers showed up to try and protect their village but saw that someone had taken care of all the ninja that tried to attack. Then the villagers helped get all the ninja back to the bridge builder's house. Everyone's courage was restored and everyone got a good night's sleep. Naruto was the last to wake up, which everybody wasn't surprised by. The bridge was beginning to be fixed and building it was going more affectionately. Team 7 also helped in building the masterpiece. Kakashi and Sasuke had to heal up a bit before they could help work, but as for the rest of the team, they helped in every way they could. Naruto did some of the heavy lifting, or at least was heavy for his 12-year-old body. Sakura and Tsunami cooked the lunches for the workers. Sakura would make something special for Naruto every once in a while. By the third day of building, the two injured ninjas had healed up quite well. The days were long and hard. The routine was practically wake up, eat breakfast, work, eat lunch, work, dinner, and then lastly sleep. The teammates didn't get to talk much. Sasuke was itching to speak to Naruto about what had happened during the last 5 minutes of the battle on the bridge, but he had never gotten the chance to. After a week of building the bridge, they had finally succeeded in completing it. This meant that Team 7 could return to Konoha. As they left, one of the villagers asked Izuna a question. "What are we going to name this bridge?" "I have the perfect name for it. The Great Naruto Bridge." "That's a perfect name." All the villagers chorused. Kakashi stopped about 2 hours into the trip back home. "I'm a bit tired, let's stop here," he ordered. "Yeah, right, he probably just wants to read his perverted book," Naruto whispered to his female teammate. She giggled at this response. Kakashi just ignored him. "Well, I'll look for some food," Naruto informed the group. "And I'm coming with you," Sasuke added. They jumped into the trees and were off. Once they were a good distance from the campsite. "Naruto, I have a question for you." "What is it?" Naruto responded curiously. "Back on the bridge when Zabuza attacked and Gato attacked, how did you take on all those ninjas and do everything else after that?" "What do you mean?" "Zabuza killed Gato, then fell down, you then yelled something and ran towards the 80 ninjas and killed them using Zabuza's sword. After that you carried Zabuza over to Haku and then you attempted to take the unconscious Kakashi to us and fainted." "I don't remember that." "How could you not? I saw you do all those things when I woke up. Sakura and Izuna saw it too." "Crap. Take it easy, I got this covered." "Perhaps I could explain," a mysterious voice. "How are you?" Sasuke demanded. "I am Leaf Anbu, captain of Squad 4 Fox." "Well, then explain." "What the boy said is true. I knocked him and Kakashi out and took the appearance of your friend. I placed everyone who I saw in so I look like Naruto. I am the one who killed all those men. They were all missing nins and I was ordered to keep an eye on them just in case they decided to show up. Thanks to Gato I was able to find them all." "Still how? Naruto is not the one who killed them. If you disbelieve me, use your Sharingan and see that I am not lying." The Uchiha revealed his bloodline and checked the Anbu's appearance and anything he could think of to check his truthfulness. "I believe you. Naruto would be too weak to even take on 2 ninjas. I wouldn't say that Uchiha Sasuke. He took out a while ago. Now if you'll excuse me I must return to Konoha." But the poof of smoke, the elite ninja was gone. "So you were able to take on it?" "Well, he threatened Iruka so I beat the living crap out of him. You could have taken him on with your hands tied behind your back and your eyes closed." "Thanks for the compliment. Do you remember why we came out here?" the raven-haired boy asked. "I believe it was to get some food." Sasuke noticed a stream and began to fish. The fish flopped in the makeshift basket the boys had made. "What have you two brought for lunch?" they asked. "Fish." They all ate their fill and were off again towards the gates of Konoha. A couple hours later, Naruto saw a figure sprint past them. From his position in the trees he noticed the only thing about the figure is that he was wearing pure black. "Kakashi, do you know who that is?" the blonde asked. "Yes, his name is Bigato Zakuro. He has no team due to the fact that they were killed in a B rank mission 3 months ago," the man answered. "What happened to it?" "They were to do a simple spy mission on the rock, but before they left the country they attacked. They successfully killed all the ninjas, all but Sakura was injured. It took him 1 day of straight running to return to Konoha. The medics did everything that they could think of. The 3 recovered slightly, but early in the morning they all died because of a poison that the doctors hadn't discovered. The mission had been a success though." "Why hasn't he been assigned another team?" Sakura wondered. "He said he didn't want another team. His last team consisted of a good and 2 female ninjas. Ninja teams usually consist of 2 boys and 1 girl, but he refused to have another girl on his team. He has had a hard time getting over his lost friends." "Why does the Hokage allow this?" "I don't know our Hokage's intentions for this." After their little discussion, Team 7 appeared in front of the large wooden doors. Naruto headed towards his house while the rest went their separate ways. Somewhere above Team 7. "Hey." Akira's quiet voice rumbled. "Sure thing." His clumsy friend wisely stammered. "Uzumaki Naruto, I look forward to fighting you one of these days." "Akira, are you participating in the exam? After all, you just graduated from the academy at the top of your class and you have completed 10 to 20 D rank missions already." "I went to the Hokage and he said if I wanted to enter the exam I would need to find 2 more teammates." "Would you?" "What have I told you before?" I know you don't want to have more teammates. If you keep doing this you'll never become A and you won't be able to accomplish your dream. So what do you say? You'll be able to fight Naruto. Fine, as long as you don't get in my way." The boy turned to leave his mysterious friend. "Wait, there was something else you wanted to tell me," the older male informed me. "You might not like this, but I have already asked your girlfriend to join the team too." I don't have a girlfriend. If you have a death wish, then keep calling her that. The young genin shook. His friend was known to be merciless when he was angered. Okay, but you have to get over your fear of girls that are near to you getting killed because of you. You don't know what it's like to lose the people who acknowledged you for who you are, not what your cursed bloodline makes you. Just please don't play with her feelings for you, okay? Why? You have no idea how much she likes you. You read her diary again, didn't you? Hey, I found a use for one of my useless things. You might want to run now. Why's that? She's coming, and her anger is rising with every step. How can you tell? Your eyes are covered. Hey, what have you learned from listening to my advice, Akira? You're always correct when it comes to her. Precisely, now run for your life. The dark figure ordered his friend. Akira. A feminine voice screamed from behind the black-clothed genin. Oh crap. Somewhere in town. Naruto clapped his hands together and was engulfed in a red sphere. His father's clothes were soon replaced by his Anbu uniform. He disappeared in a puff of smoke. As he walked down the street, he received looks of respect and admiration. So this is what it is like to be respected. Yes, kid. So what are you doing now? I must tell the Hokage about what happened at the bridge. Should we tell Mrs. Haruno? Not unless I get permission from the Hokage. By this time they had ended their conversation and were standing in front of the Hokage's office. He knocked and walked in. Hokage bowed gracefully. I sense that something is bothering you. I followed Naruto and his team with their C-rank mission. During the last moments of their fight with Zabuza, 80 missing nins said that there was a bounty on Sakura's head. I don't know what to make out of this. I believe that this may be the same organization that took Sakura's father from her 2 years ago, and I wanted to look at the report of that mission. Your assumption may be right, but why would you need to look at the file? You were on that mission to protect her. I was. You were knocked out somehow, and you forgot that night and continued on with your missions. I thought you knew. Didn't someone tell you? No. Well, that's off topic. The Anbu turned to leave. Oh Fox. I have received a mission and the client has suggested you do it. I believe that you can handle it. What is it? Here. The old man tossed a large brown folder at him. He caught it and put it under his arm. The boy returned to his humble home. As he entered through his window undetected, he saw the basket of fruits and veggies Kakashi had given him a couple weeks ago. He picked up a random piece of food and ate it. For some strange reason it tasted extremely tasty. Now it's time to look at this mission. Mission. Protection. Client. Sakura. Protector. Fox, U. Rank. S rank. Starts. As soon as you talk to Mrs. Haruno. Mission length. Unknown. Information. You will be guarding Sakura for as long as it is a necessity. Your objective is to protect her at all costs day and night. Wherever she goes you will be watching. Unless it is the bathroom or she needs her privacy. Mrs. Haruno and Sakura have authority over you. Only if it is a dire or irrational situation can you outrank their authority. This document is for you only. If the organization WAB attempts to attack, kill all that are associated with the attack. Under no circumstances shall you spare any of them. While protecting her you must help her in any way possible. Well, good luck with this mission. Information about the girl is in the rest of the papers in this folder. Sincerely. Hokage Sandane. Interesting, isn't it, Fox? You took the words right out of my mouth. The exam isn't for another 2 months, so what do you want to do? I need to teach you one of my personal skills. The demon's eye. What does it do? I'll tell you later. The Anbu did a few hand signs and poofed out of the house. Lightly he knocked on Haruno's door. A young-looking woman answered the door. Hello, Fox. You got your mission. Yes, I did. Why did you choose me? There are many other Anbu that are stronger than me that can guard her better. That's not true. Out of all the Anbu you have a determination that matches no other, plus you would protect my daughter no matter what it cost you. So when do I start? Tonight. You can get all your stuff you will need to protect her and come back in time for dinner. Well, I sort of already have everything I need. The lady looked at the boy. His Anbu armor was new, he had 2 katanas crisscrossing on his back, with the Haruno family's blade going down the middle of his back, his weapons holsters on his leg appeared filled to their max, his scroll pockets were filled, as well. And everything else a ninja would need to fight he had already on his body. Well, if you want to wait in the living room you can wait for her to get out of the shower. Using his Kyuubi enhanced ears he heard the running water. If he wanted he could probably get a good picture of what she looked like, but the Kyuubi made sure he didn't go that far. Stop that. Naruto, I don't want you becoming a pervert like Kakashi. Control your hormones, man. Sometimes I wonder why I had to be stuck in your mind. Sorry, Fox. Remember, kid, you can't act like the Naruto she knows would. I know. What should I do? She knows I'm shorter than her. I can increase your height permanently if you want. You can? Yeah. So do you want to be a head taller than her? Sure. 1 second then. A slight warmth crawled its way to his brain. Then suddenly a pain reached his system, but he shrugged it off and placed his hands behind his head and closed his eyes. The pain was getting worse by the second. Using some pain tolerance techniques, he subdued the pain somewhat. He soon heard light steps coming down the stairs. Even when she's not being a ninja, she is still graceful. Sakura saw the man with the blonde hair sitting in the lowly lighted living room. Naruto? She thought. Oh hi honey. Did you enjoy your shower? Yes mother. Who's that? The name Fox. You probably remember me from a couple weeks ago. He answered from the family room. Yes why is he here mother? The younger girl presumed. He is your guardian until this whole situation gets settled. What situation? I'm sorry I can't tell you dear. Why? I wish I could tell you. The Anbu stood up to his new height and walked casually to the two females. He kneeled with his head bowed. This is Haruno and Haruno Sakura, my orders are that I am under your authority. I will be there no matter what you need help with, but if you abuse this authority I have permission to outrank your authority. Ms. Haruno, I will protect you through thick and thin. Same goes for you Mrs. Haruno. If you ever need me when I'm away for some strange reason, put some chakra into this piece of paper and I will be there momentarily. That sounded really corny. That was somewhat corny, the all three thought in unison. Well I do need Sakura to get some groceries for me. You shall accompany her. Asu? This is going to be weird. She whispered to herself while she walked out the door. I heard that. She grimaced. If he could hear something like that then he probably could hear anything else she says that isn't in her mind. During their attack on the store they ran into Ino. The blonde looked curiously at the Anbu. Who's Mr. Halloween forehead girl? A vein popped into view as Sakura's nickname was said. His name is Fox, Ino pig. Why is he dressed up? Halloween isn't for another 6 months. Do you have a problem with my Anbu uniform? He said in a blood-chilling voice. You're an actual Anbu? She stammered in fear. Do you have a problem with that? He asked in the same tone as before. No, not at all. Are you two dating or something because I don't know why else an Anbu would be hanging with nobody. Naruto bent down to speak into her ear. May I? He whispered. Go ahead. Sakura answered. In less than a blink of an eye he had Ino pinned on the ground with both katanas crisscrossing against her neck. She couldn't move because of Anbu's sudden action. I have killed many men, seen many people die before my eyes, and risked my life for this city and its people. Do you think I would be hanging out with nobody? The pure fear in her eyes could be seen in her eyes. It was quite pleasurable for Sakura to see. Ms. Haruno, do we need to go now? Yes we do Fox. The two paid for the groceries and left. The sun was just setting when the couple returned to the house. Mrs. Haruno prepared dinner for the three and they ate gratefully. Naruto didn't take off his mask to eat, so he had to wait until his masters had finished and went to bed. Before any of them had gone to bed the oldest person said. Sakura, I know this may be a little creepy, but I want Fox to watch you in your room while you sleep. That is a bit creepy. Don't worry Ms. Haruno, you won't even know I'm there. I guess I have no choice in the matter, but you can only come in after I tell you that you can. Understood. He finished his meal and then tapped on the girl's door. Ms. Haruno, may I come in? Yes you may. He entered the large but warm room and found her on her bed reading a book. After an hour she placed the book down and went to sleep, but soon she began to stir like she was having a nightmare. Suddenly she shot into an upright position. Are you okay Ms.? Please just call me Sakura. Yes I should be fine. The girl laid down once again and tried to sleep but couldn't. She heard a voice come from the side of her bed. Do you want me to help you get to sleep? Do you know what that would help? No, but I can play you a song. How would that sound? What do you play? All kinds of instruments, but for this situation I'll play you a lullaby. A small poof sound sounded. He pulled a chair up and began to play a soothing tone. Sakura instantly recognized what the instrument was, but by the time she was about to say something she was drifting off to a peaceful sleep. He continued to play the violin for another 30 minutes before he stopped. The night went on.